Good evening, Lou Bravo family. Let's kick this one off. This is going to be part 2 of my penny stock video. If you haven't seen that yet, I will put a link to that in the description. I went over 3 main companies, one from the 80s, one from the 90s, and then one from the 2000s, and showed you how at the penny stock level, at least for the first 2, it was pretty simple on a formula to move money around. And if you're catching lightning in a bottle, with hindsight, we're looking back to do those things. We turned $300 into about 220 million. Extreme examples. We YOLO'd all the way up. So there's going to be some breaks that you're going to put on yourself, and some checkpoints you'll put on yourself, so you don't YOLO everything. However, I'm using the YOLO method as an example of how extreme you can get and you get really good and get really quickly at this. You can move some money around and make some good profits in a very short period of time. This isn't like the 80s or the 90s where there's settlement times. We're not dealing with stocks right now. These aren't penny stocks. They're technological code, and our ability to make some profit off of that based on current price, and then also all-time highs, and we'll look at that level. We're not going to go into the what if it goes to $20, what if it goes to $100, what if it goes to $7,000. We're not going to go there. I'm showing you how to move a few coins around at very conservative nominal prices just based on previous history. And I'm going to use 5 coins together. I'm going to share my screen so we can make this happen. I'm going to bring back my OneNote. Give me a second. Entire screen, go. Yeah. Hide that. And then the OneNote. Yeah, I'm gonna. If you didn't see the part 1 video, it's not called part 1, but it's called The Tale of a Penny Stock from 1986. I went into the New World financial order in that video: Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, industry disruptors of Web 1, supply chain, and transportation. What are we looking on the future here as we're starting today? This is the time travel machine. We're not going back to 1986. Look at this now today. Disruptors of the financial world, also supply chain, and also decentralized finance and peer-to-peer transactions, which is what XLM is looking to do. We're going to look at this, and I'm going to keep this very simple and very basic. So hang tight with me as I use my OneNote as a whiteboard. Should have plugged this in earlier. Give me a sec. All right, so let's go to the audio tape. I'm going to go to my blue pen. And what you're looking at here, current price, I just priced it a couple minutes ago, 62 cents for XRP. Its all-time high was $3.38. Current price of XLM, all-time high. Current price of XDC, all-time high. Current price of HBAR, all-time high. Current price of ALGO, all-time high. So what you're looking at when I say multiplier is that you throw in a couple bucks, and on average, I'm going to ballpark it, that's about a 5x return. Throw in a couple bucks to XLM. If it goes back to its all-time high, that looks like another 5x return. XDC looks like about a 3x. HBAR looks like about a 4x. And then Algorand looks like it's about a 7x. Now, I don't think anybody would be too upset if you went to your TD Ameritrade app or your Fidelity app, shoved in some money, shoved in $1,000 to something like Algorand, and then in a couple months got $7,000 back. I don't think you'd be too upset with that when that happens, if that happens. So we're going to do the same thing here, but we're going to use the formula. We're going to move money around. We'll start out with 1,000 XRP just to keep the numbers manageable. And if you have 1,000 XRP, and even if you don't and want to build up to it, here's what you can do with it once this thing starts to run. And I want to keep it even more simple on here because I want to keep the formula simple, because when you're making a plan for this, you want to quickly be able to snap the numbers in, snap the numbers out, come out with a spreadsheet, come out with a grid. You'll come out with a plan at the end of it. Sounds simple, but just keep in mind as I quickly go through this, When you sell, you multiply. When you buy, you divide. Sounds simple, but when you're shoving money around, shoving numbers around into a calculator, you want to make sure that you're doing it quickly and you can keep track of it. So we have the 1,000, we already bought it. Doesn't matter what price you bought the XRP for. But we're going to run each of these coins up to their all-time high in sequential order. It doesn't mean it will do this in the sequential order. It doesn't mean you're going to get the actual tip top of the price. This is just for illustrative purposes only. So take your 1,000 XRP and you're going to sell it. So you're going to multiply it by its all-time high price of 338. What does that give you? $3,380. All right, that's cash. And what do you want to do with that? You want to divide it by the next one, which is XLM, 0.138. Taking your XLM, 3380 divided by 0.138. Now you got 24,000. We'll keep the math simple. We'll just say 24,000 coin. XLM. This was XRP. Now you're going to run XLM up to its all-time high. Remember, multiply when you're selling. What is that number roughly? Multiplied by 0.79, $19,000. Like I said, I'm just going to round down to keep it simple, even though I'm using the actual numbers here. All right, so now we got 19 grand. And we're going to take our 19 grand and we're going to divide because we're buying. We're going to buy XDC. And when we buy XDC, we now have 379,000 XDC. 379,000 XDC. Portfolio is snowballing down the hill. We're talking avalanche at this point. Now we're going to sell our XDC when it hits its all-time high. So we multiply. What happens when you multiply that many XDC times its all-time high of 17 cents? You end up with, what is that doing? Stop it. $64,000. $64,000. All right. Not bad. Keep going. We're going to buy the next one. So we're dividing HBAR. 11 cents. What happens when you take 64 grand and divide it by an 11 cents HBAR? You have now 556,000 HBAR. Okay, portfolio is looking nice, but we're going to run HBAR up to its all-time high of 43 cents. What happens when you do that? Multiply that, 0.43, $239,000. Not bad. $239,000. Now, last play you're going to make, you're going to buy, so you're going to divide your $239,000 by your 27 cents Algorand. Divide 0.271, 882,000 Algorand. Since it's your final play, you're going to wait for Algorand or run that right up to its all-time high. $2.37. What are you looking at now? $2,090,890. Let's put that in big green numbers, shall we? In case you missed it the first time. $2,090,890. Why? Because you decided to make a plan. Put some Christmas colors into your cheer. What's under your tree? You decide to make a plan to start out with 1,000 XRP instead of waiting for it to moonshot to $7,000 a coin or $589 a coin or even 25 a coin. You had a plan. You looked at the ISO 200 22 coins and the wealth that it could bring, and you decided to stack it 5 times into different plays. And that's how you turned $622 into 2 million plus. All right, now use this as an example. When I say part 2, if you hadn't seen the part 1 with the Microsoft, Amazon, and Tesla, I used real data and real numbers that you could have done if you saw the future and made those plays at the right time. Well, let's take a look at the future of decentralized finance and the world of cross-border payments. We're not there yet. The stuff hasn't even begun to be used yet. But look at your price points in on this. And I say this because real estate people who are watching this video will also confirm this. The key isn't what the price goes up to and you sell. The key to making wealth and profits is the price that you purchase the asset that you're purchasing. I'm going to say it again. The key to this and building this and moving the money around isn't the price you sell or the price it goes up to, but instead the price that you can buy in. Same thing with real estate. You sell a house for $250,000, you did good. But what happens if you bought it for $249,000? Not so good. But if you were able to get a foreclosure or a tax lien house, pennies on the dollar, maybe for 60 grand, 70 grand, and then sold it for 250, now you're talking. So it's the price that you buy in, not the price that you end up selling at. You can gauge this based on your own plan that you're going to create for this. But remember, you don't have to take everything up to moonbags. This is why we said get the plan in place before it starts happening. Play around with the numbers even. If you want to use half of the all-time high, if you want to use double of the all-time high, if you think all of the coins below XRP can at least reach $3.38 that XRP did, use those and see what the numbers look like. But either way, make a plan and then execute it. Giant hugs, family. I know you can do this. This is well within your scope of ability, and you've come a very long way over the past couple of years being coached and under the tutelage of Lou. We're just here to take you home to the final stretch. Good luck. See you at the top.